Viva, viva la Mexico. Today is Thursday. It is March 23rd, 2023, 11:05 a.m. And on Saturday morning, we'll hop in the old Mazda CX-5 here in Valparaiso, drive up to Midway Airport in Chicago, and then we're going to fly our way down to Cabo San Lucas on the luminous Pacific coast, and we're going to the Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach. I've never been there before. In fact, I've never been to Cabo San Lucas. So I'm very excited. It's a total of 4 couples. And then let's see, how many kids? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kids. One of those 5 is ours. That's going to be kid 3. So me, Lady Tanslot, kid 3, will be in Cabo San Lucas with 3 other couples and their kids. 4, our kid Bart the second, aka Deuce, his spring break. We are going to go on a whale watching tour, so that should be fun. We have the gentleman on the trip, the gentleman and the boys. We're going to go on a 4-wheeling tour that includes the beach, so I'm excited about that. Just checking out some of these pictures. Looks pretty cool. A couple of them tried to get me to go golfing. There's some world championship golf course here, but it was $400. I'm spending enough money on this trip. So I said I'll pass. And the reason is because I really am not a golfer. I was for a few years. I was a golfer. I'm in the real estate business and have been my entire adult life. And back in the day when I was building that business, I would do, the schmoozing and the networking. I'd go golfing, and I would be in those golf events and the scrambles and all those things for like the Chamber of Commerce and the Association of Realtors and all that. And then in 2010, it was May 2010, I went on a golf trip with 3 of my buddies. So there's 4 of us. It was in Orlando, and one of them was a former golf pro, like a golf club pro that would work at a country club as the pro. So it was fun to play with him and to watch him golf. When somebody is really good, it's just a different sound to the ball and their thought processes with regard to the shots. But in that trip, we land, we get there, and we immediately play 18 holes. I'm like, wait a minute. 36 holes. I'm like, wait a minute, 36 holes in one day? We proceeded to just golf, not get enough sleep. And then on the last day, we hadn't planned, we were leaving like at 11 a.m. that day. And at like 1 a.m, they decided, hey, let's get up real early and get 9 holes in. I'm like, nope, pulling the ripcord on that. And they've made fun of me ever since for not golfing on that last day of a golf trip. But I'm like, we've golfed enough. And it was right then in that moment that I decided that I wasn't a golfer. And guess what? Drum roll, please. I haven't golfed since. So I have not golfed since May of 2010. So there is Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach. And let's just take a look. Let's take a look at it now and see where it is. So if you look right here, here's Indiana, the farm fields of Indiana, right in the corner of Indiana, northwest Indiana. A little bit like in the very corner is Gary. A little bit southeast from there is Valparaiso, Indiana. And it's about probably 25 minutes from Gary. And then we're about 40 minutes from Chicago, but not downtown Chicago, but the city of Chicago. If we get on the toll road, take the expressway. So there's Chicago. We'll drive up to Chicago, and then we'll hop on the aeroplane from Southwest. LUV is the ticker symbol. That's love. And we'll fly down to Mexico. And let's take a look exactly. It's right here. So if we look at that tip of the Mexico, it is right there, Cabo San Lucas. There it is. So there's Cabo San Lucas on the ocean side. Now here's where we normally go. Basically every time. Every single time. We've been to Mexico dozens and dozens of times, but never to Cabo. And our friends, like the ringleaders of this tour, they go to Cabo all the time. And they're like, you got to go to Cabo. So we're going to Cabo on Saturday morning. Normally we'll fly into Cancun, and then we drive, or we get a little bus down to a little caravan down to Playa del Carmen, and we stay there. Riviera Maya, Playa del Carmen is where we stay all the time, right in there, which is unbelievable. And that is on the Caribbean Sea. That's on the Caribbean Sea. And you can see the Cayman Islands are there, Jamaica, Belize, all of that. So we'll be here, Cabo San Lucas. I'm excited. I don't know. I'll miss you while I'm gone. I ain't missing you at all. We're not going to miss you, Bart. So I'll probably do some little, maybe some YouTube shorts on some trades, because I'll probably not be able to keep myself from making some trades, but we'll see. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at the SPY. So it is back up over 398, but I bet our position is still not filled. Let's go over to here. And yes, we still have those call options on the pending board. I'm probably not going to change that, because I really wanted that credit. If I was going to cough up 10 contracts and put up $2,000, I wanted that $110 credit. And right now, if we tried that same trade, let's see what that credit would be. It's probably like half. So if we sell a call for today, we are looking at the 402. So yeah, look at that. So if we put it on the board just to see it, it was a 402, 404. That would be a $4 credit. So if we did 10 contracts, that'd be $40 instead of 110. That's not. I would still, I don't have a concern with that overall, but I really wanted to collect that $110 on that trade. So we might just take it off there, or we might just leave it up and see what happens with the SPY. If it goes up some more, if it goes up to over, I'd say because the time decay is hurting us now as well. Time is slipping away. It's 11:11 on the Central Standard Time, so the market closes in 3 hours and 45 minutes. So that trade will probably not get filled, but you never know. Right now, it's definitely not showing that. But it would have been a great trade based on what the trend is, because we would have collected that nice premium. And I don't know, or I don't think that SPY is going to breach 400 today unless there's some crazy news. So that's what we have there. Let's go back here, because I was looking at maybe taking off some risk, taking off these four puts. So we have 4 $83 puts on Blackstone that expire next week, and it's at 71% profit right now. It probably still costs a fortune to do it. Let's take a look. If we took them off, it cost us about $115 per contract. So that's what, $460. So if we did the 4 contracts and we tried for $1.15, so there it would cost $460, but we're up against, we've got over $1,100 currently in the profit there, because it's been rolled a few times over time. Over time, we've been rolling those put options, yeah. Now it's down to 83. Let's take a look at Blackstone has made another comeback. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, and it is up. It was over 87 today. Now it's drifting back down a bit. It's at 86.44, but up nearly 3% today. But that number still makes me nervous. So it's at 86.32, and we see how much Blackstone bounces around. I don't want to be, sitting on the beach sipping margaritas and then have to worry about some of the risk while currently we're in profit. So we'll maybe let that run up a little bit back up here closer to 87, and then possibly take those trades off, both of the 84 and the 83. And that would be $500 or 500 shares worth of risk removed, still be in the profit, and go from there. So the city, we put the city calls on, or the city puts on yesterday. We rolled the dice on those while city was down. And I wish I would have been around, available to make trades at the very end of yesterday, when the market went from the green all the way down to the red, big time in the red. I would have made some nice put moves, but we're still in the green. We're up $45, 20% on these city puts, but those are still vulnerable. 50 or 23% on the ABV. So ABV must be up today, huh? The ABV is up 1.59%, so it's trying to put some pressure. It's at $156.11, trying to put pressure on those 160 calls. That's fine. We're okay. And Coterra, they must be down again today. Ford is at 81%. Valero must be taking it on the chin today. Oh, they're not taking it on the chin. Oh, I know why it's showing down. Of course, use your noggin, Bart. It's showing that because that's a call, not a put. So right now, Valero does what it likes to do, and that's bounce around. So it's currently bounced up over our 132 call. So that's showing that if we wanted to buy that back, we'd have to pay about $525 to buy it back. And where are we on Valero as far as our cost? We're at 129.61 average cost on our 300 shares. So we're going to let that ride. And if those get assigned, we're fine because we're going to profit not only on the Valero dividend that will be coming our way eventually, but also on the price between our cost basis and the 132 strike of that call. So if it gets taken away, just take it. You can have it. We'll take the profits there and we'll just spin the wheel again. Next time Valero's down, we'll sell some puts. And what are our positions? We got 300 shares. Are they all out? No, we still have 100 shares that we can sell a call on. And we may do that right here and right now because we have 300 shares. That means we have one contract available. In fact, I was putting up a spreadsheet. Yeah, there it is. So where's Valero? Do we got him up on the board? We don't yet. So we don't have Valero up. So I was going through the number of contracts that we would have available, how many are active, and then how many are available to still trade. Like, for instance, Bank of America expired on Friday, 3/17. And so we have 10 contracts available to look to sell calls today if we wanted. Same with FISA. We have one available for Citi and 8 available for Devon Energy and so on. So on that Valero, we could roll it net right now because, again, we're at a 129.61 average cost, basically looking to just do the wheel strategy on Valero. And if we catch some dividends along the way, then so be it. We will do so. In fact, let's look to see when their next dividend will be paid or when the next ex-dividend date will be. Let's go to the dividends on Valero. Currently up $1.95 today, which is good for selling calls. Dividend scorecard shows that they had an ex-dividend date of February 13th, a payout of 316. So that puts the next ex-dividend date around mid-May. But let's look at dividend history to see what they are saying. So last year, their ex-dividend date was May 11th, and in 2021, it was May 14th. So we'll look for it to be around May 10th or so for the ex-dividend date. So we can wheel out and back in again in the meantime and collect some dollar bills between the premium and then also share appreciation in case these were called away. So let's look to trade one contract right now. If we sell a call, I mean, look, we could go one day, get real crazy. So go one day. And if we do the math on one day, right? So 118. And normally what we'll try to look for is that 1%. So just like the eyeball test would be if this showed $1.34, that would be the 1% eyeball test. But because it's just one day out, today is the 23rd, and this would close tomorrow, either called away or at full profit at 134. And we know we're at 129 and change as far as the shares are concerned. So if we do the math on the 117, right? 117 divided by 134 strike, that puts us at under 1%, but it's at almost, it's at 87 hundredths of 1%, right? So if we divided that though by the 1 day, and then we multiplied that by the 365, which, we're obviously not going to be able to do this trade every day, but that's the fantasy land math. You'd be at 318% return on your money. But again, that's fantasy. That's real fantasy land math because this is a weekly expiring option that can be sold on the Valero. But let's just go to the 1 day and see if Valero runs through that strike price because they've only got 52 cents to go to get there. But you know what? The market could be down again. Oil prices could be down again tomorrow. And then this expires at full profit and we still have those 100 shares that we would be coughing up. So let's go to the 134. It expires tomorrow, end of business tomorrow. And we could even probably get a little bit more on there. Can we get 117? Medium likelihood to fill that. Covered call, one contract representing 100 shares. And let's see if it'll fill at a buck 17, and it does. So there's $117 plus, as we know. Let's go back to, so let's consider that number right there, 134, right? 134 strike. And let's use exact math on what we have on our average cost. So there's the average cost, 129.61, right? So if we sold those 100 shares at 134 with an average cost of 129.61, that equals $4.39 times 100, because it's 100 shares. So it'd be $439, and then plus the $117 we just collected. So it'd be $556 on our 12,961 divided by 12,961, because that would be that 100 share investment. Okay, so we'd be at 4.2% on our money basically in a handful of days. So when did we buy those? When did we buy the 100 shares? Let's go down to the history. It'll show us what the last three purchases were of the Valero. So the last time we bought 100 shares. So that was March 15th. Today's the 24th, or tomorrow's the 24th. So that's only in 9 days. So in 9 days, theoretically, we would be over 4% return on our money. And then the math would say that 9, right? 9, if we divide 365 divided by 9 days, this trade theoretically could be done 40 times a year. So 40, so let's say 40 times the 4% would be 160% return on your collateral. But again, Fantasyland math, we'll watch that Valero and see if that just blows through that strike price. We leave money on the table, but at the same time, we collect those dollar bills. Let's collect some dollar bills. What is SPY doing before we leave? 397.32. So we're probably out of luck on those credit spreads, but that's fine. We'll live to fight another day and then make some money on the Valero. I'm going to update my options call spreadsheet. This is to show me, if we got down here, you see it says calls, which gives me just a quick eyeball look to see what type of calls we have that can be put on the table on a day like today when it's green, right? So we'll come back, take a look at that. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.